Hi, my name is Alan Mandelberg. The title of this particular talk is What Are You Going to Do with the Money? I've been in investment real estate for over 40 years. I've also lent money on investment real estate, commercial property, land, whatever, and businesses in all that time. And I've been head of major exchange organizations in Arizona and then here in California where I now live. The question, what are you going to do with the money, is a question that we typically ask in real estate exchange situations. Real estate exchange basically, as you may have guessed, is swapping one property for another. But I want to emphasize in this talk that the question, what are you going to do with the money, is more general than, than just situations where people are swapping one property for another. I want to talk about kinds of investments, which real estate is one kind of investment. When you have money, you could spend it. If you don't spend it, you can invest it. You can stick money in your mattress, but that's not an investment at all. What's a little better than putting money in your mattress and more secure, put money in the bank. But these days, banks pay less than 1% interest. So if you put money in a bank, your money will lose purchasing power over a period of time because inflation, prices going up, always exceeds what you get at a bank. And that's true even when interest rates are higher. Inflation is higher too. The good thing about putting money in the bank is there's no real risk. Money in the bank up to $400,000 is insured by the federal government. So if the bank fails, no matter what happens, you will get your money back. So that's a good thing about it. No risk. Almost any other investment has some risk involved. And you always have to balance in an investment situation risk versus reward. Reward can be selling property for more later, getting income, say rent money. It can be running a business and making a profit in the business. So again, when there's more reward, there may be more risk. And sometimes there's also management responsibilities. I'll talk about that in a minute or two. Investing money in the stock market is pretty liquid. You can get your money back if you have a portfolio of stock by selling some of it in a couple of days. And that helps if there's some need to sell. Generally speaking, when you need to dispose of an asset, you have more of a chance of losing money. People sometimes have unforeseen circumstances, health situations. They have to move to a different city. Unfortunately, a lot of divorces these days. Things can come up to bring on unexpected need to sell. And one good thing about stocks, you can't get your money back quickly, though anytime you have to sell when you're not preparing to sell an asset, you're much more risk of not making money, maybe even losing money. One thing I do, in addition to helping people buy, sell, and exchange real estate, is lend out money from individual to individual. That's called private money lending. Generally speaking these days, if you have some money and you want to lend it to another individual, you can make 10% per annum, and that can be what we call mailbox money. It's totally passive if done right. Money comes to your mailbox. If it's done right, the risk is relatively minimal. People do not lend at a high interest rate. They'll lend at a fair rate, and they will not lend at a high loan-to-value ratio. That means they will not lend a very large proportion of what the property is worth. That means if property does go in foreclosure, they'll get their money back. I've been doing private money loans for a few decades, and I can tell you that I've never had a client lose money. Of course, there's always the first time. And with something like that, as in all investment situations, what we call due diligence has to occur. You have to really check out the situation. It's my job, if I'm brokering a deal, to help you with that. I do not ever want to make a decision for you. It's my job to give you the information. I'm going to treat you as an adult, and then you need to make a decision based on the information. When you get involved in real estate, there may be more risks than a private money loan. Things can happen. And not every piece of real estate is appropriate for everybody. Some people, for example, should not own a motel, either because They don't want to deal with the public or can't, or they don't have the time concern. And sometimes people will trade something with management for less management, even if it has less return, less reward. Again, because I'm involved in exchanging and beyond exchanging, I'm always going to look at the benefits of a deal, of whether it's worth doing or not. And that's true whether it's just buying and selling as opposed to exchange, whatever someone's doing, whether someone wants to borrow money or not. Sometimes it pays, sometimes it doesn't. So I'm always balancing risk and reward. For example, having to sell a property because you move to a different city is gaining the benefit of getting rid of the negative benefit of having something far away to manage or have to worry about even. So we like to say getting rid of a negative benefit is a positive benefit. And I'm always going to look at the whole picture. I'm going to give you my best advice. I want to point out that sometimes the issues you might want to discuss with me, whether we do business or not, I'm happy to talk to you, involves legal issues or accounting issues. I am not an accountant. I am not a lawyer. I do know quite a bit about these things. I always want you to check with a professional. Again, I do not want to be responsible for your economic decision. My job is to give you what information I have, whatever information. And you get a hold of me most any time. I am in California, so when I say most any time, try not to call me at 3 in the morning California time, although if I answer the phone, I probably will talk to you. But here's my phone number. I'm going to give it to you twice. I encourage you to call me. I'm happy to talk about any investment situation, in particular real estate situations, with you. Again, my name is Alan Mandelberg. Alan is fine. 619-249-4713. Let me give you that number again. 619-249-4713. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.